This actually applies to T3 as well. So this is for both of you here. And where are we at? I think we're about here.
Oh my God. Okay, no, nothing happened.
Okay,
He almost
okay.
scored. He
Ryan,
almost scored.
Ryan, I just think whenever I'm trying to dig, like just quickly jump to the football to escape. So Ryan did confirm in some of the New York interviews that the VHS boxes would be continuing, and the Spider-Man theme would be continuing in 2024. Is that correct?
Yeah, so I believe he did confirm it. So yeah, so
He
we
did,
will
honestly.
be,
I'm not setting you up.
yeah.
He did confirm it.
Or no. We are definitely doing the Spider-Man animated VHS 2 packs still. And I just want to really clarify too, because, and I think he already mentioned it in previous interviews too, but there has been a lot of speculation of trying to complete the VHS for the X-Men, the single ones. And just with the timing, X-Men 97 is the priority when it comes to that, right? So in
Because
order
that's the current
to,
media, isn't it? That's what's in the zeitgeist now. Yeah.
yeah, so
This part right here. Key.
that's why we had to take a pause, because honestly, before we even knew X-Men 97 was happening, that's when we already started development. You know what I mean?
There you go.
There's a high chance that if we knew X-Men 97 was going to happen,
You probably wouldn't have done X-Men
VHS. Yeah. So with that, the silver lining is we get to continue some of the characters that I love personally a lot for the Spider-Man VHS stuff. I know you're always, and I'm conflicted too, because I love the blister card, right? And I love the retro card.
I'm happy. Don't get me wrong. Peter Parker, right, is one of my favorite action figures, full stop, period, because that's an embodiment of why I collect toys. It is that nostalgic, that plastic representation of the thing that I loved. Do you know, and that Peter Parker that recently came out in the 2-pack with Strife is a beautiful figure.
Yeah.
And I'm happy it exists, don't get me wrong.
Yep.
But for me, just selfishly, just speaking for myself,
we talked about it.
Would have been great on a retro card.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying. Do you know what I mean?
So how many years do you think we need to wait until
0
we do that?
0.
You can give us Peter Parker right now on the retro card in his polo.
We've talked about
it. Do you know exactly? I'm sure that was a conversation you guys had. Do you have the salmon shirt or do you go for the polo shirt, the sort of green and striped one?
If you actually look at the episodes, though, I believe he is in more of the salmon.
Yeah, that's what I said. If you watch my review, I said that I was on your side. I was saying that's my mind's eye. I don't get me wrong, the other one is familiar as well, but I do think the salmon shirt is worn more. But that other one is still it's still in people's mind's eyes as well. So
it's the more iconic shirt, and we talked about that when we did the unboxing. We were like, "This is great for what it is. We've wanted this figure forever. Head sculpt, amazing, but the polo shirt needs to happen. Put that on blister. Put it on the card back."
I think, and that Peter Parker head sculpt was so good. Get that out there again, because if I remember correctly, the VHS sets are usually a Pulse exclusive shared with Disney, so they're not mass everywhere. So maybe another opportunity to get that Peter Parker out there to the masses, I think would be great. And it just confirm to people as well that just because we're getting Spider-Man VHSs into 2024 doesn't mean we won't get any more Spider-Man retro, because you've been teasing me, Dan, on Twitter. You've been teasing me every time there's a Spider-Man retro picture. You just drop in with a GIF. And I'm like, you're just teasing me now. So are more again, this isn't confirming anything, but are more Spider-Man retro cards coming? You don't have to say when or who, but
I'm just saying we're losing 2-0.
See, that
and
means
this is
that's a yes. I translate that into a yes. Okay.
Same.
And let me just show you this image as well, by the way, because one of the most frustrating things as a collector, and as a collector who's been on the Legends game for years, I completely understand that you have to constantly get out the most popular characters again to try and entice the new collectors and the new people. I completely understand. But keep us in mind, let's complete a team in one format, please, okay? Look at this graphic right here. Shout out, I didn't make this graphic. I can't remember who sent it me, but whoever sent it me, thank you very much. But this graphic alone highlights the gaps. And my, I don't want to say OCD, but my OCD in just give us a team, the Jim Lee era team in one format, please, okay? You're very close. Very close. Just print out this graphic. I'll send it, yeah? Print it out and just put it up in your offices or whatever it needs to be.
Just print it out, mail it to Dwight in Rhode Island, and I'm sure he'll be like, "What is this? I don't know what this is."
Yeah, it's just so close. Look at that. Just so very frustrating. So, but you have confirmed more more X-Men
Spider-Man.
97.
Yeah. No, we have not confirmed that.
You
but,
did. You said at MCM Comic Con.
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Not MCM, at New York. You definitely said expect more 27.
Yeah. I think X-Men 97 is going to be
27, 97. You know what I mean?
No. So we're definitely going to have a couple of more X-Men 97 stuff and more Spider-Man VHS stuff. You know, what? And I know you guys already did
this part. And I need you guys to answer this in the chat. I have my answer. But I need you guys to answer this in the chat because I feel like Dan W's answer, while cool, and I get the reason, 1000% disagree. 1000% disagree. Let me know your answer to the next question.
Did a live stream about this too, but like which one from the Spider-Man series is like your top? Is it like Chameleon or is it like who's like
right now it's Chameleon. Now I've got Peter Parker and I've got MJ and even Aunt May, which was a great treat, by the way. I love that we've got that sort of that trio of civilians. Again, I take Felicia though as well, don't get me wrong. But I think Chameleon now to compete, because on the actual animated show they never called them the Sinister Six. It was like the Insidious
Six.
Yeah. So like we just need all those main characters, and I think Chameleon's look on the animated show is a little bit different to how he appears in the comics, so it's a bit more unique, so it sort of has to be associated with a VHS or retro. Now, I know you've obviously, you already know what the VHSs are going to be next year, so I won't pry on that, but he would look beautiful on a retro card. That would be my
Madam
preference.
Web.
Chameleon
Good answer.
on a retro card, but as long as Chameleon happens in some format.
Kenobi, do you want Madam Web? Because that's a hard one to card back. Because you need the throne, right? You need the throne. Would you Madam Web card back? Oh, what if... Got you. I got you. If they do similar to the Iron Man with the proton cannon. Proton cannon, right? Not photon. Proton. If they... in the box, she's on card back, but it's a larger box, and then you also have the throne in there as well. You know, you probably assemble it or whatever. But you get a giant VHS style box. You open the box, Madam Web's on card, and then you take out the throne, put it together. So if you want to take her out, you could. If not, she's in there. That's the move. Good pick, though. Good pick.
I think the collectors will be happy.
Okay.
Because I'm a mint and box guy when it comes to the retro stuff. I'm an idiot. I buy one of each. But a majority of people out there are not an idiot like me. They just like to add the characters to their collection. So as long as he gets out there in some format,
I agree with that.
Chameleon would be widely appreciated from the community. That's what I'm just saying.
I will warn people, and this is some inside baseball, so I mean you guys will get the scoop first. But in the Spider-Man VHS stuff, some of the characters that we're going to be putting into might not make sense episodically. So we are aware of that when we make some of the decisions for next year. I just want to give you a hint there.
It's funny. I actually thought about that when they put Smythe and Peter together. I was like, well, that doesn't make any sense. I don't understand it. So he's acknowledging there is a reason for that. T3, hold on to that thought.
Makes sense.
So there'd be characters paired up that ain't necessarily in the same episode together, essentially. Yeah. But can you confirm that everybody on the VHS cards are 100% in the animated show?
Like you mean in the 2-packs?
In the 2-packs, yeah.
Yeah, they'll be in the animated show.
Yeah. Because on the retro card, you've gave us plenty of characters that ain't necessarily in the show.
Right.
Do you know, like
we've
got
Spider
Clone. But when it comes to the VHS,
version.
you're going to keep it canon. If they're in the VHS box, they 100% appeared on the show.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, interesting. So the characters.
I know the OCD is gonna hurt you there, but
again, for me, I open the VHSs. Like I keep them displayed on the back, but like I don't feel obligated to buy two because it's in the plastic free,
which we talked about also.
Thank God are gone, by the way, but you don't have to comment on that. I display them behind, so as long as the figure is a character that I want, I'll be happy. But let's go back to some of these super chats again.
I thought it was in this clip, but it's probably somewhere else in the episode. They mention Punisher. He's like, I want Punisher would be dope. And Dan's like, oh yeah. He's like, Punisher with the trench coat and with the blasters because you couldn't have guns on the show. Punisher would be great on card back. They got to have like that bluish tint to the jacket. I want Eddie Brock. I want human version Eddie Brock on card to go with Venom. That's my answer. Madam Web, yes. Daredevil for sure. Need that. And the Punisher, do that. But yeah, great episode. I really enjoyed this interview. Like I said, Dan goes through a lot of stuff and didn't have to. I want Spider-Man Big Figs Rhino style. There you go. Vulture was the other one that LeBron mentioned. Be a good one. Smythe Parker pack is the weirdest duo, but maybe the future sets pay off. Yeah. They got to do the Spider Slayers, man. Ooh. Yo, what if that was the HasLab? Imagine the sales on that Smythe 2-pack. Because they were already crazy because of Peter Parker. But imagine the sales on that if the Spider Slayers were what the HasLab was. That would have been insane. But yeah, great interview. Love the conversation. I'm mad. Dan Hu has a segment called like Toys and Liquor or something like that. Where's my invite? Why am I not on that show? Let's make that happen. But Dan Yoon, I would love to have him on one day. Going to try to make that happen. Spider Slayer would be the quickest HasLab I'd back. 1,000%. I agree. I'd like to see Eddie Brock. Yeah, human form Eddie Brock. I think that's necessary. I mean, they need to redo. We need another wave of just a Spider-Man from the series. But, if you don't want to ruin the OG stuff, give us another Spider-Man wave. Release. The animated series, cel-shaded release, with a new articulation. Because then, people who want the old articulation, they buy that pack. Otherwise, they buy the new pack. Give us that one. Because I need Spider-Man from the end. I mean, I'm happy with the Renew Your Vows 2-pack Spider-Man. Like, that's the best Spider-Man figure I've ever purchased. But I need the cel-shaded one. Re-release it. New articulation. I'm taking that bitch out of the box. We're doing that. But, oh my God. If it was a Spider Slayer, Spider Slayer would have been, what, like 500? Maybe? Let me pull that up real quick before we call it an episode. Let's see. Animated series. Here we go. Because that was the thing, too. You had the different ones. And then they could all jump on each other and shit. Like, what do you do? Do you release just one of them? Like, which one do you choose? They talked about Felicia Harding, though. They talked about Civilian Felicia, another Black Cat. That would have been great. Flash Thompson, sure, why not? Give us a Flash Thompson. But, man, if they did a Spider Slayer, insanity. I don't even know how you would do that. Sorry, without the pedals, man, it really slows down my screen jumping here. Like Spider-Man with the Doc Ock arms. Daredevil was done, but I want Matt Murdock animated series suit. But that Daredevil wasn't the version from the series, which I think it was in that clip. If not, it was somewhere else in the episode, where, like you said, there was characters on the card back with the animated series logo that weren't in the series, or variants. Daredevil's one of them. I wanted to buy that Daredevil, paying the markup for it, but I was like, it's not even the right suit. So, and I regret not buying the 3-pack Daredevil with Elektra. I don't know. I was like $80, and I only want one of these figures. Not the thing. T3's Team Daily Bugle HasLab. I hear you on it, but I feel like the Firehouse is if we're gonna do a play set at 6-inch scale, I feel like the Ghostbusters Firehouse is the move over the Daily Bugle. Daily Bugle's cool. I like it. Iconic. But I think if I'm Hasbro and I'm sitting down with the teams and I'm like, all right, I'm going to give one of you guys the chance to do a play set. Make your argument. I think the Firehouse is the move. Anthony loves the OT today. Or the Spider-Man version of the X-Men, they looked different in the show. They did. That was so confusing as a kid. I was like, why? Like, why are they like this? But I'm sure they'll release it. Mayfix Daredevil, yeah. It's funny. Dan says his figure of the year is the Nightwing by Mayfix, which everybody loves that figure. People love that figure. He also talks about other series or franchises he wished he could have under Hasbro he could work for. So like I said, check it out. Great interview. But yeah, we're in OT. I need to get to work. As Phil mentioned on his stream the other day, I must have the day off on Mondays. Incorrect. Once the show's done, I usually try to timestamp it before I head to work, but today I don't think I have time. So those of you who listen audibly on your favorite podcast platform, you're probably going to have to wait a little bit. If you come back for timestamps, you're probably going to have to wait a little bit. And for the clips, you're going to have to wait a little bit. But I want to back it. I want to back it just because of Dan. So before we leave, let's just do one quick refresh of the page. So right now we're at 7,759, hitting refresh. 7,829. All right. Almost 100. So we'll see. We'll see. But like I said, man, no rhyme intended there. But like I said, man, if not for Dan, the man, I'd have no interest in this. But he really wants this figure. He really wants this thing to back. And Dan seems like such a good dude that I kind of want to help him out. So, I know we're not going to get the other stuff. And I don't even have this team. But at the end of the day, I would love more $200 price point HasLabs. Is what it is. So, all right. There you go. It's a wrap. We'll of course keep you guys up to date on the progress as the night goes on. Make sure to follow on Instagram. That's where we'll be doing that.